Hello and welcome back. Very good morning, everyone present in the class. Sometimes, if you have not received the link in the mail, no problem. On your course dashboard, also, you'll have an option to join the class. Please join the class through that and let me know in the chat. I will share the Zoom link. Okay. Due to some technical issues, if mail has not been sent, that's not an issue. From the course dashboard, you can join and ask me for a link. I will share in the live class. Is that fine, every one of you? So, very good morning. And we had given the start to Spring Boot in the last class, right? So, in the last class, okay, we had given the start to Spring Boot, and fundamentally, we understood the difference between Spring and Spring Boot, Spring Framework and Spring Boot. Spring Boot, is it a newer framework completely other than Spring Framework? Is that the case, guys? No, right? That's not the case. So Spring Boot is Spring Framework with auto configuration. So if you have XML annotation plus XML, Java configuration plus XML and the Spring Boot, which approach you would like to prefer? It is Spring Boot, which is the easier one, right? So the Spring Boot is the easier approach to develop the applications. And what I'll be assuming is those who are watching today's class have also attended the last 1 week of lectures on the Spring Framework. You have understood the context. So I shall be starting my discussion by considering all of you as a Spring Framework developers. That is my mindset to start the journey or continue the journey from today's class. Is that fine, every one of you present in the class? All right. So last class, this is the application which we had tried to develop. And we have application.properties here, not the XML file, because there is no XML here except the pom.xml. And we had written one application wherein you can see I could able to use a local date and time also. Whatever was there which was creating the issue with respect to local time in the Friday's class, it was no issue, right? So we have done this configuration. The real use of this bean annotation also I have tried to show. Because local time is a predefined class, do I have authority to modify that class and add one stereotype annotation, guys? Can I add that stereotype annotation there? No, I cannot. I hope all of you are able to understand that. Great. So that's where, we have the concept of bean annotation. So many things we have tried to understand in the very first class also we understood. Guys, default IOC container which is getting used behind the scene, is it bean factory or application context? Up. See here, I have not created right side part. This run method return type I'm collecting here. Am I creating the IOC container here, guys? No. This run method return type I'm collecting here. I hope you are able to understand that part. Everyone in the class. See, that's the key. And then I could able to get everything. That's the default one which is available within us. And whenever the task is over, right? Once the your activity with the Spring Framework is over, it is highly recommended. Say container dot close. Calling the close method is highly recommended because I am done with this activity. I have to do whatever I wanted with the Spring IOC container. It is done. Now I'm closing it. I know how I don't have anything else. Okay, that's the meaning of it. Making sense, every one of you. Great. Any issues so far? All of you? No issues? Can you tell me what is the life cycle of a normal Java object? You have understood this in the concept of static keyword. Life cycle of a Java object. How they get executed, what is first, what is last, when the Java object will be destroyed. To start with, the first thing to get executed in a Java class is static block. Those who know core Java, please do answer me. Those who don't know core Java, God bless you. Now, those who know Java, please tell me. First is static block. Yes, no, maybe. What is next? Java initialization block. Correct? Java initialization block, which is called as non-static block. Next, constructor. Right? Then there are method calls. Method call is subjected to whether if you're calling the method or not. If you don't call, that will not be executed. All of you? That's the normal typical. If there is any referenceless object present in your code, then automatically the garbage collector will collect that particular object. It will become, the memory will be deallocated on your heap area, is what we have understood. All of you agree with it, dear friends? Now coming to a Java object which is managed by Spring Framework. If a Java object is managed by Spring Framework, what the term we use there, guys? That object, it is none other than bean. So bean, life cycle. Now tell me, guys, it's just that Java object is right now, instead of managing developer, it is managed by the Spring IOC container. But is there any change in the behavior, guys? Is it acting like a special object or something as such? That is also a normal Java class only, right? So will there be any change in the life cycle? Is it like, if it is a object managed by Spring Framework, first instance block will be executed, then the static block will be executed, then the constructor, anything as such? Nothing as such. I hope all of you are able to understand that. Now, my dear friends, except static block, when does static block gets executed? During the class loading. When the class gets loaded in the JVM's ecosystem. All of you agree with it? Except during the class loading, rest of all things, it is subjected for the execution. That means if you don't create instance of a class, if you don't create object of a class, Java initialization block, constructor, will they be executed? So automatically in your Java class, only one thing gets executed. Automatically, without you calling it, only one thing gets executed, which is that one thing, static block. Apart from that, for everything as a developer, you have to do something. Do you all agree with this? Yes? Great. I'll go back to my application, dear friends. I'll go back to my application. Kindly understand this, okay? All of you. I'll create one more application here. I'll say Spring Boot number 2. The application is getting ready. It is getting created. It is created. All right. All fine. All this is not required for me right now. I would like to just delete this. I'll go here. All these business logics are also not required as I how feel. I'll just write one simple class of your own choice, guys. You give whatever class name of your own choice. What I'm going to do here is I would like to just remove this. Done. I'll go here. Normal class. All good. I'll go here, right click, create one class, any class of your own choice. Maybe I'll create the class name as alien. What is the basic annotation which I have to apply to a class? Stereotype annotation to ask my Spring to create a bean of this. Anyone and everyone in the class. Component. component. All right. After which, my dear friends, I'll go back here. I will write static, and I will write one block system dot out dot println. I will say here static block of alien bean. Similarly, I'll write normal Java block. I will say system dot out dot println. I will say here Java instance block of alien bean. Just to see the control flow, alien bean. Because in the interview they may ask what is the life cycle of a bean. Okay. After which I do write one constructor. I will write some constructor. I will say here public alien, and we are going to write here system dot out dot println. I will just say here alien bean created, which is constructor is getting executed. That's the meaning of it, right? Now, after which, please see very carefully. I will write some method, maybe public void display method. Okay, system dot out dot println. I will say here business logic of alien class. Some important logic of this class is available here. Anyone has any issues, guys? All of you? No issues? So far, so good. Guys, business class, if you don't call a method, will that be executed? Can anyone in the class tell me this? If I don't invoke this method, now I'm using one component annotation here. That means I'm asking my Spring framework, could you please create the instance of this? So while in creation of the instance, at the time of loading, this will be executed. At the time of instance creation, bean creation, this will be executed. To execute this, you have to call this method. All of you agree on this? I'll go back here. I will just say here container dot get bean. Which bean I want? Alien bean I want. Dot class. I'll be importing it. And then I'll go back here and say alien. And after which I'll invoke the business logic method I would like to invoke. Fine, every one of you. Anyone has any issues? I would like to just save here. I would like to run this. This is Java I'm discussing, guys. So far, only Java part I have covered in this application. Guys, please tell me. Static block, Java initialization block, alien being created, business logic. Have you noticed any difference between normal Java life cycle and bean life cycle so far? Have you seen any difference, dear friends? It's same, right? I'll go back here. I will write a method. Whatever name of the method you want to write, I will give the name of the method as init. Init, is it any technical name? No. Init means initialization. It is my name. I have given that name, not technical name. You can give your girlfriend name also there. See, because whenever I use such terms, right, I have seen many of the freshers or who are with less focus feel something technical. Nothing technical. You give your own name here, not a problem. I have given that name. I will say here init method of alien. And what I'm going to do here, guys, please kindly understand this. I will write one more method. Name of the method which I'm going to write here is destroy. I will write here as destroy. I will give one method name here as destroyed, been destroyed. All right. Guys, if I run this application, I want you to observe here. Are you getting any message from that methods? Have you got any messages init method and destroy method, whatever is there inside that? Have you got any output from there? Now, on the top of this method, I will add one annotation. Post construct. Post construct is the method which I have added. Can't you take output window down and hiding? Yeah, no problem, Dilip. I'll do that. Post construct. And to this, I will say here, pre-destroy. Now I'm going to run this application. I'll say run as Java application. Guys, kindly see here. Java static initialization block, Java initialization block, alien been created. Now have you got the message, guys? Been destroyed init method of alien. Both of them are you able to see? Did I invoke these two methods from the main class from anywhere? Did I invoke? Anywhere did I invoke? That means such method which is annotated with post construct and such method which is annotated with pre destroy, they are getting invoked automatically, correct? So in bean lifecycle, my dear friends, this will hold good as it is. Any change in this part, Java instance block in the bean lifecycle, this plus a method which is annotated with post construct. Post construct means after constructor, after object construction, after bean construction. A method with post construct will get executed automatically. And at the end, before IOC container is getting closed, a method with pre-destroy is getting called. That means before you destroy the bean, please invoke this method. Something important is present here. That's the meaning of it. All of you okay with it? Have you all understood, guys? Bean life cycle? Anyone? Yeah. That's the bean life cycle. If the construct is not called, what happens to the post construct? If the constructor is, how is the chance that constructor will not be called, Suresh? If constructor is not called, that means object is not created. Bean is not created. If bean is not created, the concept of bean life cycle will come into picture. Suresh? If bean is only not there, bean life cycle will come into picture. I hope you are able to understand. Great. I would like to save this. All good, guys. So far, so good. Everyone. Let's create one more project which will fundamentally clear your Spring Boot framework, which ends the journey of Spring Core. All right. And then we shall start with the important modules. I'll go back here. Maybe I'll open the IOC container or maybe Spring Initializer. One of the best way to create the projects which are loosely coupled with IDEs. It is not IDE coupled. You can use any of the IDE if you create the project here. Maven project Java, and I'm using the latest available version. Latest available version is this. Okay. Recommended is to go pen latest. Don't go to the ultimate latest one because it will be, sometimes it may go to the snapshot and your project may get affected. Snapshot means some updates are happening there. So, but I'll use the latest because this is also latest only. But let's use latest. If we have an error, we can resolve and we can learn, because I'll try my best to use everything very latest, even if we get errors. Because maybe your batch, I may learn through that. And upcoming batch, I can say that this was earlier and now they have changed, right? So I will try my best to use everything, the latest one available. I'll go back here and say Spring Boot 03. Spring Boot. Spring Boot 03. And the package name automatically getting created based on the group ID and the artifact ID. com.telesco.springboot3. I will stop till com.telesco. See here, Now, guys, component scanning will be done with the base package as com.telescope. I hope everyone is able to understand that. Component scanning is done with the package name as com.telescope. And to use the basic core features of Spring Framework, no extra dependencies are needed in the Spring Boot project. I need not to add anything here. Example, if I have to use any of the modules here, web project, I have to create Spring Web MVC. I want to use JDBC application, then JDBC API. I want to use MySQL database, MySQL. All of this you can add it. But right now I want to use the basic core feature of the Spring Framework, so I need not to add any dependency. I will be generating this project. The project will be downloaded. In my downloads, it will be available. I'll go back to my downloads, copy and get it to this workspace. I will take the project from there. I will come to the workspace called as finishers. In this finishers workspace, I will add it. After the project is in your workspace, just extract, nothing else. I will say extract. The project is extracted now. You can see project is successfully extracted in this workspace. I'll close this. And now I'm going to just import it. Import it. I will say import existing Maven project. I will say next. I would like to browse the project. In the finishers only, we have one project called as Spring Boot 03. I will just select this, add this project. Okay. The project is loaded, guys. Application.properties or application.files is the file where we keep the configurations of the application. Data source configurations, server configurations, Kafka configurations, many configurations which you'll understand. Right. Now I'll go here. The base package is this, and this is the main class. Okay. And I need not to do anything else. I'll just create two more or one more package. I'll create the package here dot service. One more package I'll create by the name service. And let me create a new project there, because the telescope project we have been creating, because someone who joined can also understand. I'll give the project name as maybe interface, code to interface. I'll give the project name as maybe the interface name as delivery service. Delivery service. Or maybe delivery is the name of the interface. I have created the interface, guys. And I'm going to create a class. Name of the class which I'm going to create is Amazon. Done. Amazon class is also ready. Now, guys, I'll go here. I will write one method abstraction, which is Boolean type of deliver the product. Deliver the product. And I will say here double type of amount. Great. I'll save this. Now I'll go back to the Amazon. And first of all, I will create one constructor to understand if the bean is created or not. I will say here public. I will use this. I want you to understand this very carefully, guys, all of you present in the class. And apart from this, I'm going to teach you one more thing. Now I'll say here system.out.println. I will say here Amazon bean created. All of you know the history and geography of this. After which I'm going to create one business logic method, public Boolean deliver product. Only that is the name, deliver the product. Okay. I will accept Boolean, or maybe I'll say here double type of amount. Double type of amount is what I'm going to expect here. And then I will just say here return true. If the deliver product is true, if the product is successfully delivered, I will return it. Now I'll go and create few classes, actual service classes, guys. And delivery products, many options are there, guys. FedEx is one of the options. FedEx is one of the option to deliver. I deliver. Keep the application which you have developed in your mind. All right. All right. And I will just write one message here. System.out.println. I will say here product delivered with FedEx, FedEx, and amount paid is, and amount paid is. I would like to just add the amount and I will return true. I will return true. Okay. Great, guys. Is the amount. All right. Let me write caps. It should be small, but anyway, since I've written there, I have written it. Not a problem. Guys, I'll go here. Understand everyone present in the class very, very carefully. I'll go back here. I will say I delivery type service. Okay, now I will say here service dot deliver the product. I'll pass the amount which I have here. That amount I will pass. This method will give me true or false. All of you agree with me? Yes, no, maybe. That true or false only I will return to the caller of this method. Both of them are same. I need not write this. Well optimized code with little less readability, but optimization is high here. Anyone has any issue in understanding the business logic which you can see on your screen, guys? Anyone has any issues? No issues. Great. Tell me the name of the annotation which is suitable here. Maybe here I'll go with component. And here I'll go with, tell me the suitable annotation, guys. Service. All right. I'll go back here. Now, guys, tell me the annotation name which I can use for the dependency injection. Name of the annotation which I can use in the dependency injection. And what is this called as? Directly for it field here. What is this called as? Field injection. All of you present in the class. And field injection option is available. Recommended to go with always setter injection. It is highly recommended. Don't go with field injection. It is not a recommended. Now, do I need to use any of the qualifier or primary annotation, guys? How many classes in IOC container are of type iDelivery right now? How many beans are there? Are of type iDelivery? So any need of using qualifier or primary annotation in our classes right now? Good that you have understood the whatever I wanted. I hope you have understood. Those who are telling primary, on your screen there is a red button. Please click that. Okay. No problem. Now, guys, I want to perform dependence injection, that too automatically without using the auto-word. Annotation approach. Dependency injection should be automatic and that too without using this auto-word annotation. Is it possible? Is it possible? Anil Tripathi says yes. Others are no answer. If I ask you, since only one, oh, did I ask my Spring to perform the dependency injection here? Suresh, did I ask to inject here something? Did I ask? I hope you are able to understand this. Everyone in the class, are you all there with me? My dear friends, whenever there is a parameterized constructor, and if you have not specified any zero parameterized constructor, will JVM include a default constructor in that case? Those who have ambiguity, you can watch the constructor topic available in your course dashboard. Now, what I'm going to do here is, I will write it here. How many constructors are available for IOC container to create the bean of Amazon, guys? How many constructors are available? One. So if my IOC container has to create a constructor of Amazon, it has to use only this. So for this, don't you think you have to perform injection here? Now, in order to perform the dependency injection here, my IOC container, do we have any bean available which is of service type in the IOC container? Do we have any bean available which is of service type? It is available. I hope all of you are able to understand here. Yes, no, maybe. Now, it is interviewer's question, guys. Without using auto wide annotation, can we perform dependency injection is the question. What is your answer, guys? And that is what type of dependency injection it is? What type of constructor? So can you perform automatic dependency injection directly without auto wide in field injection or setter injection? Setter and field injection, is it possible? Not possible. So only one is available. And that too, guys, that too, if you have zero parameterized constructor, is it possible in that case? If you have also zero parameterized constructor available, no, it is not possible. The way you guys are now responding, I'm really happy that you have understood the entire funda of Spring Framework, which I want you to understand. Those who are listening and those who have any ambiguity that the way people are responding, then what you have to do is go back and watch the videos in 1.5x speed. It will make more sense. But before you watching that, make sure your Java is clear. Container. Container dot. So zero parameter is not mandatory. Why it is mandatory? ESP. It is based on the need. Why it is? Example. Now tell me this ESP. Suppose if you don't have this class available, guys, you tell me this to answer the ESP. Suppose this class is I have not used service. It is not available with the Spring IOC container. In that case, having only this constructor, will your program run smoothly? Ayushi, Jane, and SP, I want you to write two words in the chat. Focus is the key. I will repeat for you guys, if you don't mind, if you don't have any ego issues. Write once, focus is the key. I will repeat this part. Tell me, do you know Java, guys? Both of you guys know Java concept? Do you know Java? You should be knowing it Java. Also, guys, if you don't know by any chance, I request you to watch this. I want you to watch this in one shot in 1.5x speed. 1.5x speed, one shot, please watch it. What is that you have to watch? This is what you have to watch. Okay, after the class. Now, whenever there is a zero parameterized constructor already available, then zero parameterized constructor will not be there. And without constructor, can anyone create the object of a class in Java in generally? Both of you have to respond. No, you cannot create. So right now in our Amazon class, we have a constructor. Yes or no? We do have a constructor available. Great. Now that to a constructor which is a parameterized. Now, since I have used service here at the top of a class, that means I'm asking my Spring Framework to create the bean of this class. Agree? Now, my Spring Framework, in order to create the bean of this class, will use constructor. And only one constructor is available, which is Amazon. Do you all agree? Now, at the time of creation of this, Amazon bean, my Spring Framework will come across that I have to inject this. If you don't inject this, you cannot invoke this particular class. That means if you have to call this method as a basic rule Don't you think you have to pass the double type of data? If you don't pass the data, can you invoke this method? Similarly, in order to invoke this particular constructor, we have to inject whatever it is expecting. Now tell me, at the top of FedEx, I have used service. That means, tell me, in your Spring IOC container, do we have bean of FedEx available already? Do we have bean of FedEx available already? Yes, no, maybe. Everyone, we do have it. Just to show you proof, I will use this. I will say here, FedEx bean created. Great. Now, FedEx bean is implementing iDelivery. That means it is of type iDelivery. Now, for my Spring IOC container to inject any object here, that object which is of type iDelivery, is it available with the IOC container? Is it available? Yes, it is available. So automatically, without even you using the auto void annotation, my Spring framework will perform dependency injection here. Constructor injection. Is that fine? All of you? Great. If so, whatever constructor is there, it will create object using that constructor. Yes, it will create using this. If you have zero parameters, the first preference will be given to zero parameterized SP. Then automatic dependency injection will not happen. Okay. Great. I'll go back here, guys. Container, I will say dot. I will invoke this method. Container dot. What is the method, guys? Deliver the project. Okay. Container dot get bean. Okay, sorry. Get bean. What is the name of the bean, guys? Amazon dot class. Guys, getting the bean unless we start the web layer. Once we start the web layer, no, this main method class I will never touch till the last class of this batch. Okay. Till we start the web layer, all the layers are done. I have to deal with it. Amazon. Now, guys, I will say here Boolean type of status equals to I will say here Amazon dot deliver the product. I'll pass some double type of data. And then I will say if in case business logic, this is again status. If it is true, I will say system dot out dot println. I will say here delivery success. Else system dot out dot println. I will say here fail to deliver. All right. I would like to go back here, guys. Run this application. Guys, FedEx been created first. Amazon been created. Then deliver the product using the FedEx delivery success. All good. Everyone present in the class. Now I will create one more class. FedEx is there. And what is the delivery option, guys? First flight is also there, right? First flight, I'll ask this to implement this. And I will write the same logic except this part. I will just write it here. Through the first flight. First flight is one of the courier service, right? Delivery courier service. First flight. Okay. And of course, I'll create the bean of this. How will I know? Through the constructor, I can check whether it is created or not. I will say here public system.out.println. I will say here first flight bean created. I will save this. I'll go back at the top and use service. Now tell me, guys, how many beans are there which are of type iDelivery? If I run this program, will it work or it will create to no unique bean exception? Exception or it will run? I hope all of you are there with me. Yes or no? I will go here. Good to see the way you are answering. That means I have done my justice. The way you guys are answering shows that you have understood the Spring Framework funda. All of you got the Spring Framework funda, guys. I will just use here AutoWAD. Recommended approach of dependence injection is setter. And could you please tell me the name of the annotation which I have to use? Name of the annotation? Qualifier. And could you please tell me what should I say here? What is the default, guys? For this, what could be the default bean ID if I have not specified? Could you please tell me the default bean ID for this by looking at the class name? FedEx. Great answers from all of you guys. FedEx. I would like to just run this application. Right click, run as Java application. I will say here FedEx. This might be different application failed to start. Array Baba. Right click, run as Java application. Aha. You may need to update both your build tool settings as well as the IDE. Array. Guys, no problem. It is expecting that there is a problem some in IDE. This is the last program in this particular workspace. I will change going forward. But you all know the funda of this. Qualifier. If you don't use the qualifier, what is left out option, guys? What is the one more option? If qualifier, right. Some ID issues, ignore that ID issues. You all know. I'll just run this as Java application. It should work. To the first amount page is this. Is that fine? All of you? Good. Now, guys, the fundamentals are clear. Okay. Few more fundamentals are there with respect to AutoWAD annotation. Little more you have to understood with respect to the scopes, singleton, prototype, request, session. This is one of the commonly asked question. How it will decide which bean need to get first to execute? Nothing. Based on where what beans dependency is available. Based on that, it is creating it. Since you have used primary here, it is getting executed first. Then Amazon, then the FedEx. Suppose if you are performing dependency injection of FedEx, my Spring will understand and first create the FedEx and then it will create the Amazon. Okay. Because all of them I'm using service. Correct. Now, guys, I have few questions to all of you present. Just answer me. To create a bean, can I use any of the stereotype annotation to the top of the class? Can I create any of this? Guys, even if it is a normal bean, if I use configuration, in terms of bean creation, will there be any issue? But in terms of developer readability, developer will get ambiguous. My Spring will not get ambiguous. Spring will create a bean and keep it ready. But for a developer, developer will understand configuration. But in the entire class, you are not able to see any of the configuration. Are you understanding this? If you have qualifier and primary, which annotation will dominate which annotation, guys? Qualifier will dominate primary. Great. Can you perform dependency injection without AutoWAD annotation? What type of dependency injection it is? Constructor. Okay, great. And the recommended dependency injection is always setter injection, guys, which you'll understand going forward also. Also, I had showed you in the Spring Core XML approach. If I use AutoWire by type, Where I have not used property, I have not used constructor. What was the default dependence injection methodology which Spring used behind the scene? It was setter, right? So it is also a message from the Spring framework to go with setter. Going forward, you will understand the significance of using only setter annotation. And in the main method also, I'm not going to use container.getBean. There also, I'm going to use the concept of auto wide annotation. Using that only, we are going to connect one layer to the another layer. We are going to have all three layers. But guys, all the basic stereotype annotations in Java, are they clear? Practical use of repository, controller, rest controller, I have to discuss. You will be asked in the interview about it. We shall discuss auto, all of this we shall use it practically, and we have to write multiple layers also. All of that has to get over. Okay, you have to do that, which we will be doing it. So fundamentally, Spring framework and Spring Boot, all of you, have you understood the difference between Spring framework and Spring Boot? Practically, guys. Okay. Allow me just a minute of time wherein I have to share you one thing. And one more important point, guys. From the 16th of November, we are starting with the fast track Spring Boot framework batch. Fast track in the sense Java, GitHub, Docker, and what do you say? JUnit, JDBC, servlets, Hibernate, microservices will be given recorded. But entire Spring framework will be taught live. The timing of the class is 10 a.m. Indian Standard Time to 5 p.m. Indian Standard. 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturday and Sundays only. For 8 total classes, 4 weekends. So if someone want to master the entire Spring framework, including the RESTful services, they can attend that batch, which is 8 days, total of 4 weekends, Saturday, Sunday, Saturday, Sunday, starting from the 16th of November. 1 month, morning 10 a.m. to evening 5 p.m. continuously 6 hours training will be there. 6 to 7 hours of continuous training for 8 classes, and 1 month, boom, they will understand the entire framework. So if someone want to understand that fast track and they know Java, they can be part of this. You can refer to your friends and peers who are available. Okay. Yes. Great. The fees is very less only for that, I guess. We keep the fees maybe for less than 5,000. You just check in the website. Coupons will be available for that. You can ask our team. It's less than 5K. It's what I know. No, it's worth only. Okay. Live class less than 5,000. I hope it is worth, guys. But it might increase. If you have coupons, you can apply. Yes, no, maybe. I would like to open this, and let me just close this. Close this. Close this. I'll open this run method class. Spring Boot is a class, guys. Right click, open the declaration. It is a class. So which class is used in order to create the IOC container in the Spring Boot application? Spring application class. Inside the Spring application class, there is a method. What is the method, guys? What's the name of the method? Run method. I'll open this run method. You can see here this run method. All of you. Internally, it will only take care of that. Fine. So again, it is again calling this run method and passing this. Again, one more method is getting called here. If I open this declaration, see, one more method is there. Again, it is creating a new Spring application. and you're passing this dot run arguments. Fine. So there is something called as command line runner, which is getting used, about which I will be talking going forward. In maybe I'll use this in the tomorrow's class, but upcoming classes I will teach on this. Now, few things before the tomorrow's class. People, those who have watched JDBC videos, can understand tomorrow's class. Suppose if someone is there in the class who have not yet watched JDBC videos, tomorrow's class is dhamar for you. You will not understand anything. So tomorrow's class, what I am going to do, I will develop one Spring Boot application and I will use JDBC as it is. Whatever code of JDBC which we have seen as it is. Then I will develop the Spring Boot application. Then in the Spring Boot, to simplify the JDBC logic, we have one module available. Name of the module is Data JDBC. I will use this. Then I will tell you what is the problem with this also, even though there is a shortcut. Then we are going to start the journey of Spring Data JPA. And I will discuss two databases here. In the entire three of them belongs to repository layer, multi-layer applications, right? If you have three layers, this is the repository layer, DAO layer, responsible for the DB related operations. This is the layer which we are going to focus for the next few classes. And I'm going to use three databases here. Number one, H2 in-memory database. In-memory in the sense, as long as your application is running, the database will be there. The application stopped, the database is also gone. That means temporary database. If you don't have a real database in your application, if you want to check, in that case, Spring Boot supports with in-memory database for the trial purpose, which is H2. I will use that. I will also use MySQL. I will also use one NoSQL database, which is MongoDB. And one application I will use for the PostgreSQL also. I'll develop an application which can get connected to Postgre and MySQL at a time. That means multi-DB configuration. One application getting connected to two different databases. Two different databases of different type, two different DBMSs rather, I will say. Okay. Two different DBMSs. One is Postgre, one is MySQL at a time. Okay. And once all of this is over, then we shall go with the web part. So for this, from tomorrow, we are going to start. Tomorrow is this part. And to understand day after tomorrow's class, what is the prerequisite? Hibernate. Because Spring Data's API behind the scene uses Hibernate. So I had already instructed last Friday and Thursday to watch the videos. I don't know how many of you have watched. Suppose if you have not yet watched, still you have a time. If you have a time, practice also. If you don't have a time to practice, the minimum thing is just to watch the videos and understand the ecosystem of JDBC and Hibernate. Is that fine, everyone? How many of you have already finished the videos of JDBC in this class? After I instructed at least 4 to 5 times. Good. Very good. I will start the journey with the concept of connection pooling. Anyone in the class knows the concept of connection pooling? And Spring Framework behind the scene uses default connection pooling mechanism as Hikari CP. Okay. So about this also I'm going to talk. Now, before we conclude our class, to support auto configuration, I want you to understand this to the best of your ability. To support the auto configuration, please see here, guys. I will say here, container dot. So many methods are there here, guys. So many methods are there. Get beans definition count. Get beans names. I will go here, get beans definition count. And whatever is the count, I will store inside a variable called as int count. And I will print system.out.println count. Let me run this application, Spring Boot application number 3. Right click, MySQL database, please install in your local system. MySQL database, PostgreSQL databases, just install, nothing apart from that. I will run this. Guys, are you getting this 55? Everyone? How many beans did I ask my Spring to create? Number one is Amazon. Number two is First Flight. Number three is this itself. What is that? FedEx. Totally 3 beans I have asked my Spring to create. But behind the scene, how many beans Spring is creating? How many beans Spring is creating? 52. Because 52 plus my 3 right now in our application, 3 is there. Right now, 3 is there. But how many beans? To support automatic configuration, behind the scenes, Spring is keeping ready how many beans? 52. I hope you are able to understand that. If you want the name of all those beans, you can learn, you can get it. I will say here, container dot get bean definition. So many methods are there. See, all these methods are coming from those beans only. Get bean definition names. It is giving you string type of array as a return type. I will say here array. I will create one array of strings. Bean names. Okay. Maybe bean names. Predefined bean names, guys. And if you have this, all of you know very well, if you want, you can use the for each loop also. Whatever you want, you can use. However you want, you can convert this to an, dot to string, and you can just print one by one. Or I'll do one thing. I will apply the normal for each loop. Okay. I will say here string type of name. One by one, I will print name, and I'll give the name of this, and then I will print it. System.out.println, I will say name. Okay. I will give one message here. System.out.println. Bean names are as follows. I will go back and run this. Guys, are you all getting this bean name? Fully qualified name. Why big names? Because package name is also there. All of this is package name. This is the name of the bean. This is the name of those beans. All the 52 beans you can see. 53 is because 3 beans I am creating. No, you can find out. See here, guys. These 3 beans, it is my beans. Amazon, FedEx, and First Flight. These 3 beans are our bean. Apart from these 3 beans, rest of all is the default beans which are getting created to support this auto configuration. All of you present in the class? Yes, no, maybe? Now, Spring Boot has other advantages. One is in-memory database. It supports embedded Tomcat server. Embedded Tomcat server means if you have watched the servlet videos, whenever you want to deploy the web application, you should have a server software. And you have to download manually, and manually you have to deploy. But in the Spring Boot supports embedded one default Tomcat server, temporary server it is, as long as your application is running. But for the temporary purpose, for the testing and for running your application as a learning stage, if you want to deploy, you need not do anything. You just have to run the Java application. Automatically, your application will be deployed on the server. You need not to add the server manually like the way you have done in your servlet classes. That's not the case here. It is automatic. It supports the concept of actuators to monitor your applications. It supports the concept of actuators, loggings. You need not to add some extra dependency for that. All of that are there by default available with your Spring applications. Is that fine, everyone? More on this by default, we will try to see going forward in our classes. But in the tomorrow's class, this is the agenda which we are going to understand. Fine? Everyone? All right, guys, that's end the journey of today's class, because I don't want to in between start the journey of JDBC and Spring Framework. I can start, but it will be little bit of ambiguous. Spring Boot class 2. Tomorrow, And what is the agenda? I hope you have understood. For the rest of the few classes, guys, we are going to understand the repository layer, which is data layer, data part. And what we are going to understand, these many things we are going to understand. Fine. No WhatsApp group, Akash, because earlier when we had created it, created some scenes. Even though we thought all of them are mature, but unfortunately, few of them were not mature. Uh, to avoid that conflicts and problems, we had to stop it. Unfortunate. For which we will create, if you want, you can create, we will create the group in the Zoom link. And if you want, you can create personally with consent of all of your co-learners in that particular group. In the Zoom, we will create group. You guys decide if you want to have that group or not. Okay. I do agree. We used to have earlier in our batches, but then we stopped due to some reasons and what to say. But you guys can create it for yourself. We don't have any problem. Allow me 2 minutes of time, guys. Microservices will be taught in the fast track batch, but it is in the form of recorded, not live. Okay. No, in this batch, it is microservices and Spring Cloud is live in this batch. This batch is different. IC 21 is the latest long-term support. Should we choose 17 or JD for further improvement? Both of them doesn't matter, Dilip, because Java supports backward compatibility. It's up to you whether you want to use any of them. So 17, 21, 11, Java supports backward compatibility. That means if you want, you can use anything. Since right now Spring Boot is okay with 17, you can go with 17 only. If you want, you can go with 21. There is no problem. Even if you use 21, whatever Java you already know, whatever code you already know, that will not be affected. So even if you choose 21, it will not create any problem. Guys, this week I will give you the important key points of the Spring Core, which we have understood so far. It is kind of summary of what you have understood in the form of key points. Okay. So likewise for every module, I'll try to give it. Okay. Hmm, great. Okay, guys, that's all for today. Thank you for joining me in today's class. We shall meet tomorrow and continue the journey of Spring JDBC. Tomorrow's class, Spring Data JDBC. Day after tomorrow's class, Spring Data JPA. Need to understand more on exception handling and to segregate the file based on the different types of error like test data, application issues, code issues, loading issues, etc. Please, if you can have a class for this. Yes, Girish, sure, we can have that. I will discuss how to handle the exceptions in Spring Boot applications. What is global exception handling? I will discuss. But before we reach there, Girish, please watch exception handling videos which are available in your course dashboard. Okay. If you go to your course dashboard, there are videos about the exception handling. Please, watch that videos in your course dashboard only. Exception handling videos are there. Watch all of them. Okay. If you watch, no problem. If not, please do watch. All 4 videos you have to finish. Servlets you need to was by next, maybe you can say 10 days of time. 10 days of time you have to watch servlets. 10 to 12 days of time. JUnit you have a time to watch till next 20-30 days. Okay. So you'll not face issues. There are default design patterns, Dilip, which Spring follows. Okay. Singleton is there. Prototype is there. If you could include circuit pattern, I'm going to circuit breaker, I'm going to implement in the Spring Cloud, Spring microservices. There are two patterns for to make your application resilience. One is circuit breaker pattern and retrieve pattern. Both of them we are going to discuss. There is something called as a resilience 4J. Earlier till Spring 5 and Spring Boot 2.7, we used to have history. We used to have many things, but right now we don't have all that. We have resilience 4J library, by default library. How to use that library and how to make your application resilient by implementing circuit breaker pattern and retry pattern. It is important, and I'm going to discuss in the microservices. In the API gateway level, I will implement that part. Okay. How to write the fallback logic. Uh, how actually the three different states of circuit breaker pattern works. It is close, open, half open, again close. Okay. So how exactly it will work and how you can also implement retry and how to write the fallback logic. It is very important because if not, uh, multiple requests will be given to the server and server will not be responding. It will create a big issue in the application. All right, guys. Thank you again for joining me in today's class. We shall meet tomorrow, 7 a.m. No problem, Sama. You just watch the videos of first annotation video. It will make more clear. And since we are going to develop so many applications using those annotations, it will be by default clear to you. Okay. See, there is something called as stereotype annotation, which are different from other annotations. Other annotations by default you understand. Stereotype annotation, if you have understood, fundamentally sufficient because using those annotations, we are going to develop so many applications. In all our upcoming classes for the next 2 months, we are going to develop so many applications. No, with those annotations, it will be clear to you by default. Fundamentally, if you know, for now, it is sufficient. All right, guys. Thank you, every one of you. Thank you. We'll meet tomorrow exactly at 7 a.m. and continue the journey of Spring. Thank you, guys. Make sure you watch JDBC and come. Okay. Early time I have left. This time you consider its live class is happening and watch JDBC videos. Assume that this is a live class only. Watch JDBC videos in 1.5x speed at least. Okay. Thank you, guys, again.